The Pittsburgh Steelers find themselves sitting pretty at 6-2. However, there is no denying that they have had a pretty easy schedule to start out the year, and it's only going to get worse here in the second half of the season. But you can only play who is in front of you. We're rebuilding this team because not only are we rebuilding all 32 teams this year, but it is still a team, especially in Madden on paper, that needs a lot of work. Now, Russell Wilson, he came back, little shaky, started to get some confidence, was really looking like the normal Rainbow Wilson, if you will. It's not what it's supposed to sound like. The throwing arc of, the deep ball Russell Wilson where and he's looked pretty good. I mean, there's really no arguing why he is already the starter, and Justin Fields is in the back burner, right? He's just the better quarterback, straight up. Of course, looking at the offense, the other reason we're doing this rebuild is because, well, they made some trades at the trade deadline. It was kind of a weak trade deadline for the most part, outside of, I guess, arguably DeAndre Hopkins, if you even want to call it trade deadline. It was in that range, I suppose, and Marshawn Lattimore. But they did make two named player trades, Mike Williams and Preston Smith. We'll get into Preston Smith in a little bit. Not into him, but about him, I suppose. Thing is, Mike Williams, when he's good, he's good. Like this, if Mike Williams gets back to his old form, stays healthy, this is the best spec catch jump ball team in the league by a mile. George Pickens and Mike Williams, those guys are like two of the best in the league when it comes to spectacular, hard-to-make catches. And Russell Wilson's the jump ball guy, well, the deep shot guy. So obviously, there's potential there. The problem is, Williams is always hurt, hasn't looked great when he has been in there this year, looked lost at times. George Pickens, obviously, playing with Fields for how long, has had pretty good numbers, all things considered. Najee Harris, ironically enough, arguably playing some of his best football of his career. The one time EA takes away his superstar dev, it might have been last year to be fair, but he was superstar dev as a low overall for so long, and now that he's actually playing really well, star dev. It's so confusing. Jalen Warren struggled a little bit. Freiermuth, it feels like it's been a long time since he was looking like one of the best tight ends in the league. 82 overall is still usable, obviously, at 25 years old, but it feels like it's been a while. I feel like he used to be kind of one of the front forefront names, that's the one. And he really hasn't been there. As far as the offensive line goes, it's definitely, kind of a middle to bottom of the league type of O-line. Doesn't help with all the injuries, right? Broderick Jones really hasn't played well for Pittsburgh yet, and he has to come in because of the injury to their first-round pick. Obviously, Zach Frazier has been really good. He's been kind of a savior for another injury on that offensive line, and this is an offensive line that is obviously far from good, but it's probably serviceable, sort of, which is ironic because the position that usually wreaks havoc on those guys, they have the best in the league. Their edge rushers are easily, far and wide, the best in the league, and it's not even particularly close. You have TJ Watt, you have Alex Highsmith, you have Nick Herbig. He's been great. Then now they have Preston Smith. Of course, I'm not really sure what we do with Preston here. He's just here. He's there. Injury concerns, they've had some, banged up players, obviously speaking of Herbig and TJ Watt, but, it's really just precautionary. Why not? If you believe that this team can go all the way, which this defense looks really good, it's not a bad trade to make, a 7th round pick. Green Bay eats like all of his dead hits, so, how does it really hurt you? Safeties, one of the better groups in the league, obviously highlighted by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Corners, definitely serviceable. Joey Porter is looking good. Dante Jackson, about as average as normal, right? He's serviceable. Hayward, he's been great again, back from injury, and he looks like his old self. Benton is star dev. That's kind of cool. He's been good. He's star dev, fitting, makes sense to me. But yeah, this is a pretty damn good team where the weakness is really on the offensive line. The offensive line and the skill position guys, at least at wide receiver. Is Mike Williams going to be the savior? Probably not. He probably isn't, but in this rebuild, he could be. We'll see what happens. Of course, in real life, Russell Wilson could play a couple more years, but in game, he almost certainly retires every time. I was going to hold this off as much as possible. A little surprised that they didn't bump his ratings a little bit. I thought maybe 77, 78 would have been fair, but they said no. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit of an interesting one when we need a QB in the offseason. And also, I still haven't gotten any, confirmation from you guys. Do you guys like to see the real class, or do you like to see the CPU generated one? I really don't have a horse in the race. I think, maybe I do slightly like the CPU generated a little more because, it seems like the rebuilds are almost static when you do that IRL class. So for this one, because we're kind of focusing on Mike Williams and Preston Smith a little bit more, the trade deadline stuff, I'm going to go CPU generated. I don't think it really changes too much. Also, I think that in real life, there's a good chance that Russell probably is still the starter there next year. And if we replace him with a real life guy, it feels a little weird. But if we replace him with a CPU generated guy, because we might have to, because he's probably going to retire, it's going to be less static, less predetermined, like, oh, here they go. They drafted the quarterback they knew was going to be good, So let me know what you guys think. But personally, I probably do lean CPU generate a little bit more. Mike Williams, I don't know about that. Najee, obviously, I'm going to pay. Running back is so painful to develop. I don't know about a 4-year deal, though. I think a 3-year deal is good. Don't say deal, though, really quickly, by the way. That's another suggestion I have out there. It sounds like other things. And, I love a good deal, though. But the deals are, sometimes not that important. James Daniels, has he even played? I paid him just because, I want to pay linemen. But, yeah, what... This team has got a lot of mediocre going on here, but I don't care. We're going to pay it. We're going to pay it. Fields, that's a lot of money. No, thank you. Also, I should probably know this, but are the Herbigs actually related? It makes sense, right? Are they? Probably, right? Pretty good finish. Not great, but good. I think good, especially when you're talking about Madden schemes and what EA finds important. 75 overall quarterback's not going to be on the top of the list of things that makes you win games, right? 11-6, that would be, considering who they got to play now, I think that, coming up, I think that's not bad. I really think that's perfectly fine. What would that be? 5 wins, 4 losses, 5-4 for the rest of the season for them would be great. I think it'd be great. Let's actually take a look at those games that I was talking about, how it's going to be harder for them going forward. So obviously this is where they're at in real life, which obviously that's a tough opponent as well. Commanders, the Ravens, tough opponent. Browns, divisional matchup, so you never really know. The Bengals, they're a good team despite their record. Browns, once again, divisional record. So let's say they split it, which they didn't. They actually won both. Let's say they split it. Philly's not easy. Ravens, again, are not easy. Chiefs are not easy. The Bengals, again, are not easy. So, realistically, if I was betting on these games, I would say LL, win, L, win, LLLL. I think they can split with the Bengals, maybe even beat them both. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying if I were to bet on them, I would say it that way, which means that, there's a good chance probably that they do lose those games, but it doesn't mean they can't, right? They could actually exceed this 5-4. They can go freaking, 7-2 or something. I don't know, but, yeah, Russell Wilson finishing the season is okay. It's nothing crazy. Najee was great. Pickens, those touchdowns. So just like the first half of the season, he just adds an extra touchdown. The touchdowns, that is really where this team's lacking. Just no scoring at all. But they made their way into the playoffs. Sacks allowed, not bad. Defensively, we have TJ with 15.5, Highsmith at 10.5, Hayward at 5.5, Preston only at 2.5, which is really sad because obviously he was I wouldn't say starter because he actually was playing half the snaps possible, but playing for Green Bay as more of a starter than he will be here. He's going to play more snaps than he will as a Steeler, I imagine. Yeah, yearly awards, MVP Lamar. I'd lean towards right now probably Lamar and then Goff. Goff all the way down to 9 is kind of crazy to me, but yeah, Lamar and Goff probably for right now. As far as did we win anything? Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Beanie Bishop. Player that a lot of people like. I do too. So, that's great. Kicker of the Year, Linebacker of the Year. Got some award wins in there. We'll take those. Put them in the back pocket. Let's go against the Colts, who 9-8, just was it 8-9 or are they 9-8? And it was I can't remember if it was the best running back video we just did or not, but they were dominating in there as well, just with really low win totals, but still making the Super Bowl every once in a while. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. Anthony Richardson still considered the starter in game. Don't know about that in real life. There's been some definite, I wouldn't say controversial things, but definitely some what are you doing type of things. Decision making's on the field, and hell, to get off the field as well has been definitely questionable, to say the least. 3-6, the Colts are leading. They do get another field goal, 9-3. 9-10. I will say I got to use Anthony Richardson in game at some point for some sort of series. I'm not sure how I will because he still, in my opinion, looks great. And, of course, what's the situation here? The situation is we've lost. Okay, that's one hell of a situation. We lose to the 9-8 Colts led by Anthony 50% Richardson. And I'm not just talking about the completion percentage. I'm talking about, like, the effort. Ooh, that was a deep one. Of course, looking like a god here. 86% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards. This Steelers defense would make him have nightmares. The fact that he had this kind of game against him is just laughable at best. Oh, God. But here it is, where the team gets flipped upside down. You have the Falcons and the Jets in the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm loving a new, opponent set, but I just don't think either team is my favorite to even make the Super Bowl, let alone win one. Falcons win at 28-25. I'm not saying the Jets can't make the playoffs, but I sure as hell don't expect them to make the Super Bowl. Let's take a look. They just look so, like, I don't know. They look confused. I don't know. Quarterback, Justin Fields. Mike Williams is still a superstar, but yeah, I mean, that's just not a player that we're going to keep around. Fautanu is going to be our starting right tackle when he's actually healthy. Need a new QB. That's really unfortunate. And then defensively, you have Highsmith going to superstar. Cole Holcomb just, popping his head out of nowhere. Peyton Wilson probably projected to be your not starter, number 2. And then Cameron Hayward retired. Oh, no. Our best interior player by a considerable margin is now gone. That sucks. Take a look who else retired. Of course, Cordero Patterson, Russell Wilson. That sucks, man. Losing Cameron Hayward. Expected Russell, but I thought maybe Cam would have stayed an extra year. Doesn't. We've got a lot to replace. We really do. What are our draft picks looking like, though? 22, 54, 86, 118. A lot of 7th-round picks, but yeah, everything else is kind of, average, unfortunately. Let's take a look at re-signings. Maybe we do have to try to find a way to keep Justin Fields. Man, at that price, I think in real life, he gets a 1-year 10, takes it. I don't know what I just offered him there, but it was something. What's it, 1-year 15, 1-year 18 I offered him? I don't know. Mike Williams, 81 overall. I don't know, dude. This feels like a waste, but I also haven't done a Steelers rebuild in general, so I would like to keep one of these guys just so it feels like I'm actually doing, what they're oh my God, what we're supposed to be doing this rebuild for, but at the same time, I'm not going to pay players that suck. Like, I don't want players that aren't going to, I wouldn't say suck, but, I did say that, but I don't think I should say that. I think it's players that won't develop more than anything. Mike was okay, I guess. But yeah, let's just find somebody new. Maybe there'll be somebody in free agency that we can actually develop. Somebody halfway decent, like an Alec Pierce, maybe is a free agent. I'll roll with him. Why not? $54 million. We paid Justin Fields a 1 year. I hope it was a 1 year. That's what I tried to pay him. Because I think it'd be nice to have a quarterback in case the draft sucks. Once again, we went CPU, so all the quarterbacks have been gone in the first 10 picks, or just there's none to go for in general. A lot of options that we, a lot of players that we need to replace position-wise. Quarterback, thankfully, we did go Fields. Everyone else is horrible. We kept Jalen Warren, of course. Elijah Moore, I feel like if he hasn't done something by now, it's probably too late for him. Would you not maybe give him a chance just in case? We need guys on the team. Do a 2-year 18. I think that's fine. 2-year 18 is, at a 25-year-old, it's fine. He's not going to take it, though, because the Bengals are like, we need a 4th wide receiver, I guess. Offensive line, left tackle wouldn't be bad. David Bakhtiari is not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. But, man, I want to just go youth because this team's trending that way on the offensive line, but I just can't afford it, I don't think. We don't have enough picks. Our draft capital is not good enough, so I don't want to be, stuck with nobody. Do we go Morgan? Let's go Morgan Moses. Maybe put Fautanu at left tackle, I guess. We do need an interior lineman. I don't think you're going to find that here either. I think this is going to be another kind of weak room. Interior is always really weak in free agency. It's hard to find those guys, so when somebody does, they don't usually let them go often. Linebackers, I think we got a lot of options, so we'll be fine with that. Edge, we got, plenty there. Cornerback, but, nobody there. Safeties. Yeah, I think those are going to be the two guys we go for, which, there's a good chance we get neither. But let's try Morgan Moses. And, yeah, Morgan Moses to be the guy. 80 overall right tackle. We'll take him. See what else we need, though. So let's Change the lineup, see what we're missing. All right, I don't know why this even happened. I put Fautanu at, it's because he's still considered injured. How bad did he get hurt? Fractured kneecap? Just put a new one on. Don't think it works like that. But, yeah, he's going to be our new left tackle. Mosey be right tackle. So we would be looking at not even needing anyone, technically, because once James Daniels is back, he'll be right guard. So technically, for this season, we don't actually need a single O-line. Glad we went Moses, because that gives me a little more freedom if I want to go QB, if I want to go wide receiver, if I want to go D-line, which we need to do all of those things. Linebacker, even though Peyton Wilson's already 25, I think as a 73 overall star dev with all that speed, maybe he has a chance. As far as priorities go, QB, wide receiver, DT, corner, I think. That's the priority, but I mean, we let the board fly. We let it fall. Whatever happens is what we're going to be taking, best available. Here we are in the draft. There's a couple of quarterbacks, 3 of them. The problem is they're all in the first, top part of the draft, of the first round anyways, and one of them is a 3 to 4. So Adonis Dillon and Lewis Vogel are kind of, some decent options at that quarterback spot. 2 Bs and 2 As, elite throw power, a little bit of speed. Vogel looks promising. Looks like a guy that I'd be willing to trade up for. And then, Adonis Dillon. Very similar. Not as good throw power, but still worth the trade up, I think. The question is, how long will these guys be here? Also, you have Matt Moore a little bit later. Elite throw power, day 3 talent. Probably your best bet if you don't land someone in the first round. You also do have a wide receiver named Matt Knox. A lot of the wide receivers weren't really that athletic, to be honest, but this guy's decently fast, round 1 talent grade. So even though there's a good chance he is normal dev, 74, 75 overall, probably worth it. Also, scouted this guy further. Didn't expect him to actually be a round 1 guy. Not super fast, but the thing that obviously brings your attention to him is the fact that he's 20 years old. Those guys are usually kind of special type of builds. And with that, it intrigues me. So thinking about him as our second round guy, if we can maybe go QB in this first round, that'd be great, but I just don't know what's going to happen. Panthers not taking QB is a good sign, though. And then you have, the Browns taking QB. And if, another team takes one of the QB, I can't go to 5 or 6. Maybe the Rams would trade. The Saints need QB pretty badly, though. I don't know if this is going to happen, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, we need QB. The earlier we draft one, the better it is for developing them. They want TJ Watt. Oh, my God. They want a first this, first next, a first the following. That seems so crazy, though. We have 22. Is that not, somewhat interesting? Yeah, I mean, that looks way better in my opinion. The problem is you're losing everything else. We need a lot of positions, man. But QB is, the position of all positions. Vogel was the guy I wanted the most anyways. And the fact that he's still there is, yeah, It says they need QB, but I don't think it's so much of a need that they need one right now. They'd probably be willing to roll Stafford one more year. If we can pull that off, I'll do it. But yeah, we'll be down to literally just a 3rd-round pick, which, I mean, I don't think you can get a wide receiver with a 3rd-round pick. Damn, look how much we're not even this is actually pretty significant, losing these 5th and 6th. But we do it. We make the trade up. Was he really worth it? We're about to find out. I'm hoping he was. I liked him quite a bit. The speed, the decent accuracies, and the throw power. He looks great. I think he's easily the best of the 3. I just hope he's hidden dev. True talent. Oh, no. Oh, no. Normal dev. Okay speed. Good throw power. Normal dev, brother. Yikes. Okay, well, obviously we're moving down to the 3rd round minimum before we even, consider a potential trade up. We'll see if there's any wide receivers there. If Peterson somehow falls, I've got to trade up for him. Highly doubt he would, though. Highly doubt it. Let's see. Any wide receiver options? You do have Lockley, who is 6'9", but he is a 3 to 4 talent. You have Dorian Smith, who doesn't look that good, but he's fast. We need D-line. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that either. That trade-up already felt bad because of how much we had to give up, but the fact that he wasn't even hidden is pure pain. I think we trade up for either Dawson or Chamberlain. Best available. Not even best available, whoever's available. We trade up 2 7th-round picks, late 7th-round picks, to the Cowboys to move up 4 or 5 spots to grab the defensive tackle Chamberlain. Dawson went, can't remember who we wanted more. I think Dawson had better tackling, but Chamberlain had better was it awareness? Or it was something one of them had better than the other. Maybe it was play rec, I don't know. But really athletic, can't go wrong. I think he'll be hidden dev. I feel the shorter guys with good speed, they're almost always hidden. Yeah, I mean, I feel really good about that every time. 6'1", 290. You know, the smaller they are with speed, the higher dev usually. I'm going to go to the next pick because I think we've exhausted any options for trade-ups. I still think Vogel's a good QB. I can't remember where the other guys went. Hopefully not in the same conference. We have... Who the hell was that? Dorian Smith is still there. Pure value-wise, he might be somebody I'm willing to go for. DT Anderson looks good, but not great. Decent speed for Cummins. Disgusting, to be honest, but I think we're going to go wide receiver here. We need a wide receiver so bad. We have Barry Smith or Dorian Smith. Or Barry Martin or Dorian Smith. Fast, but I think Smith is faster. And he's also 2 to 3, so we're taking our chance on this guy. Giving me Devontae Smith vibes, size and speed, to be fair. 116 at normal dev. Would have been so clutch if he would have just somehow have been hidden dev. That would have been awesome. With this next one, though, we do need corner a bit, so probably going Cummings, maybe? I don't know. Cummings is actually gone, so we're going to go with Tevin Anderson. Really raw looking, but he's huge, he's strong. I'm going to grab him. I think DT1 would be a great spot for him. 112 true talent, normal dev. Not bad. Yeah, not our best work. Definitely not our best work. Did we even land it? Oh, yeah, we had the DT that was a hidden dev, but really not much hidden devness, but hopefully the overalls are decent. 44 true talent for the QBs, probably somewhere in the 72 range, which is really disappointing, but he will start. I don't care. We grab Fields just to, you know what? Why not take Matt Moore as well? He's still here. Imagine he's hit. I'm going to be so mad. 169 true. Okay, I mean, I'm glad he wasn't hitting, to be honest. You know, I want a hitting QB, but having pick 6 overall be a wasted pick completely after a trade-up would feel so bad. And then, oh, did Martin go? No, he's still there. We're going to take Martin. Draft is Y. Boom. Martin, 74 true, normal dev, probably a better overall, I mean, considering the true talent. But, yeah, let's go into the draft recap and see how bad of a mistake we made. I'm curious to see what Adonis and the other guy were like. He would have been the guy I chose out of all three. If somehow they all fell to 22, that's what I would have taken. 74 overall. Okay, a little bit better. Vogel, normal dev. I mean, I can live with this. Injury's a little iffy. Paranoid sense of pressure tells me he is a bad quarterback, though. Still, we got ourselves Peyton Manning, basically. And then DT, 71 overall. Don't know what position, like left end, right end, left end, I guess. Finesse is great. Athletic. Good player. I mean, without a doubt, he's a good player. Let's see what we've got cooking up for ourselves dev-wise. Would have been nice to see Superstar or an X-Factor just to kind of cheer us up a little bit. 70 overall for the wide receiver. Dorian Smith. You know, very athletic. Might start even though I don't like him that much just because who else is going to start? 24-year-old, 70 overall Roman Wilson? Like, what's even the point at that point? Tevin Anderson, I mean, he is really raw. Maybe he starts just because he's a low overall DT. Those guys always develop, but I don't know about that. Matt Moritz, compared to the quarterback we did take, definitely usable without a doubt. And he also has ideal sense of pressure. You could argue that he's even better than our guy because of that sense of pressure. It makes the throws easier when you're under pressure, obviously. Barry Martin, good slot. You know, slot wide receiver. Let's take a look at the guys, though. I do want to take a look at the QB. So QB Russo, normal dev at 2 overall. Better accuracy, lower throw power, but yeah, bit higher. Knew he was going to suck. Don't know how they didn't. Adonis Dillon, the only guy of the 3 that was hidden. Better than our guy, for sure, just because he's hidden automatically, but I do like the more balanced look of his accuracy ratings. Dev Star, which isn't much better, of course, unfortunately. AFC as well, so a little disappointing there, without a doubt. What else do we have? We wanted to take a look at the wide receiver. Peterson, really slow group of wide receivers, but promising enough. 75 overall Peterson, normal dev, 20 years old is great. I would have taken him. I would have been fine with that, honestly, but yeah, it's not like we missed out on like some superstar X-Factor type of player. Lockley, who has hidden, mind you, very slow, obviously. Great jumping, great catching. A little bit of juke ability in there. Is hidden dev at 6'9", which is crazy high. 6'9" is insane. What's his dev? Superstar? No, I thought it was going to be superstar. Wasn't. And that's really all that matters to me, those players. All right, sort of Season 2-ish, if you want to call it that. The team, offensive line, it's intact. It's okay. I mean, you've got yourself 2 long-term starters. Maybe you need to replace the rest, but center left tackle looks pretty good to me. Tight end looks good. Wide receiver 1 looks good. Running back looks good. Wide receiver 2 and 3 and even QB1 are still up in the air, obviously, though. Then you move on to the defensive side of the ball, where I like our linebackers. I think our safeties are okay. Probably look for a replacement of Elliott. Do need work on the D-line, but maybe Chamberlain and Anderson can get going, which means that Benton would be the odd one out, which, I mean, at star dev, I think he's got plenty of time to develop. Then we need a corner. So safety, corner, and then potentially looking at that offensive line / wide receiver position. Do we have the draft picks for it, though? I don't know. But if we have a really bad year here because we have a rookie quarterback and all this other stuff going on, maybe we have, a top 10 pick. We trade down if, we actually do like the QB. We just happen to be bad. I don't know. Regardless, let us sim on. It'd be nice to get someone a little bit better, a better draft trade, draft pick for him, but I will trade off Justin Fields for Matt Goncalves with a 4th and a 7th round pick. I mean, we're taking a little bit of a dead hit for them there, but yeah, we just wanted Fields as a backup option. We don't need that backup option anymore, thankfully. We've had a pretty good start, and that pretty good start is kind of gone. TJ Watt needs a 3-year deal. I just blank check, just take it, dude. $111 million. Obviously, Pickens, we're going to be paying him as well. We'll do a 5-year deal here, 5-year 90. Then we have Elliott, who's actually not bad, but man, the problem isn't money. The problem is talent. So it's like, if I let these guys go, I mean, I could just re-sign them in free agency anyways. I might not have a replacement for them, even though I have the money to do it. But I still think we can do better. So I'm not going to re-sign any of these guys. This was not something I expected to see. Peyton Wilson is a superstar dev player now. Wow. That is a dub. But you know what's not a dub? The way this season ended for us. Really good start. And then just complete, utter collapse failure. Just sad. Really, honestly. I really hope we lose this game too, because the season's over, obviously. And we do lose this. We might have went on like a 6-game losing streak or worse. We had a great start. Terrible finish. 5-1 to start. Lost to the Bills in between then we lost 3 in a row, won 1, and then lost 7 in a row. That sucks so much. Didn't change the schemes. Will be doing that, though. 100%. Will be doing it. Vogel, 24 touchdowns, 17 picks. Still have that we've got a game manager at quarterback. It's Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. That's really unfortunate. That's the way it seems, but that's the way it is. Smith needs to be replaced. Barry Martin needs to be replaced because we wasted their rookie years, and we're probably going to try, I don't know what scheme. Packers, maybe? I don't even know, dude. Packers are kind of like that intermediate type of team for scheme-wise. TJ Watt and Highsmith were pretty damn good. Chamberlain, not bad for a rookie. Anderson, not bad for a guy that I really just didn't think was going to do anything. And then Benton was horrible. Joey Porter, though, hopefully superstar. Boswell was great again. Cameron Johnston, pretty good. Award wins, maybe Chamberlain Rookie of the Year. That'd be great. I didn't even think about our offensive Rookie of the Year. Probably not going to happen, though. Not even close. Number 4, Russo. Might have been normal dev, but he ain't anymore. And then we lose Defensive Rookie of the Year as well. At least TJ Watt will never let me down. I don't think the rookie quarterback was all that bad, though. So unless there's like a can't-miss goon at quarterback really high up there, looking at a trade down, I think. Rodgers retires, Lane Johnson retires, Zach Martin retires, Travis Kelce retires, D-Hop retires, Wagner, and the Ravens win a Super Bowl. Be awesome if the QB still found a way to dev up, but he definitely won't, unfortunately. What was his overall, though? 78. Okay, I can live with 78. Pickens doesn't go up in dev, which sucks. Same with Najee. Defensively, Highsmith's an X Factor. That's awesome. Joey Porter gets a superstar like we were hoping. That's great. Do need a right end. Safety's still a problem. Free agency kind of needs to have some players because really we're, not looking so great for capital. So if we end up using that high first-round pick that we're about to have, we're not going to have a whole lot of draft capital to make the changes we need. I suppose Najee, 86 overall, but he's old, so I guess we're going to focus on him. See if we can get ourselves some decent ratings. Anything really but speed, right? Hopefully he gets juke, truck, stiff arm, that kind of stuff. Hopefully that's what he's focusing on. Thank you. That's fine. That's perfect. You do you, man. Take a look at the updated overalls for these guys. And yeah, Elliott dropped 3, Holcomb dropped 2, Jackson dropped 2, Broderick's a 5th-year option, Calvin Austin, Suamalu dropped 2. Pretty much all the players that we were kind of debating on going for all dropped 2 to 3 overalls, which is why I didn't sign them at the time. So free agency it is. A lot of money, but will there be anybody of, value? Like, I don't know. Let's find out. Mark Andrews, see him a lot. Craig Rousseau, of course, he's a free agent when we have the best edge rush in the league, dude. I don't need him. Shakir's not bad. He's a superstar, actually. I might go Shakir. I actually really like him. Let's do a 3-year 54. Might have to go higher, which I will if I need to, which I definitely will. I don't know why I say if I need to. I really don't want to pay this much, but we are really desperate for a wide receiver. Maybe I should check, if there's any, generational types that maybe we have a chance at before I go for Shakir, but pretty confident that's what I'm going to go for. Also, we have Jameson Williams here, a 25-year-old, actually built to play kind of on the outside a little bit. Not the best catching. He had a great season for Detroit. I'm not really sure why they let him go. Let's actually see how good Shakir played. I might go Jameson, especially since he has no offers. I could probably do 15 mil per. Damn, Shakir had a great year, though. You know what? I'm going Shakir. I know we have to pay more, but he just proved to me that he can be great. 23 million per over 3. Tell me that gives me the 5. Brother, please. We're offering him 25 million per, dude. Okay, I guess I can go for him. I'm not paying him twice the money I could get Jameson for. That's just not happening. No, thank you. I'm going to go a little, I want to guarantee him, so let's do a 4-year deal worth 56. Pretty much the 5 bar that we were hoping for with Shakir on cheaper money. So, whatever. And I guess it wasn't meant to be. All right, we have our list of 3 players that we want to go for. Do we get them all? Looks like it to me. We do. Joe Thuney on a 1-year 22. Jameson on a 3-year 56. Kyrie Elam on a 2-year 7. Could be our safety. Just really kind of wanted him as a backup. And I know Joe Thuney has been great at guard, but there's a good chance I move him to tackle. I think I might move him to tackle here. He did play that before, so why not? Wait, we have picked 12 after that bad of a season? That seems really bad, no? I thought we were going to be in the top 5, honestly, but let's take a look at what we got. There were some wide receivers. Don't necessarily need them with Jameson around anymore. Pass rusher is not a big problem. Safety's an issue, but I can't take a safety this high. Put him on the list just in case, but I can't do that, dude. That's just not worth it. D-line, you have Tarrant and you have Peak, who are 1 to 2. Peak at 2 to 3, though, is great. I want to try to get to 22 if I can and grab myself a corner, though. I think corner is probably our biggest need, so if we can get to 2022, I think that's the best spot to try and do that. And the Browns are giving me a pretty good trade here. I'm getting a second round next year off of them to move down to 21, which is right in between where we wanted to be. And they take Quentin Williams, who looked pretty good. He was a pass rusher. Didn't need a pass rusher. Technically, they don't either, because that's going to be the wrong scheme for them. When will EA fix that? Never, probably. Corner, I don't remember who exactly by name is the guy I want, but I know there's some decent corners in there. 2 of them. Leno is definitely one of them, so hopefully I didn't get screwed. We still have Harvey there. Let's take a look at corner. We have 2 1-2s. Conrad. Porter was obviously good because he's 6'5", but those guys are so hit or miss. What do we got? Man in zone. Oh, no. These guys aren't as good as I thought they were going to be. I might just go for Peyton or Fisher later on. What about safety? Do I take a safety this high? I think they're both 3 to 4s even. We do have Fincher and Harold. Okay, so maybe I do go with one of these guys. Neither were that fast, but they looked good, so I was like, whatever. I'll put them on the board. Fincher, let's take a look at Denzel Fincher. B hit power, okay speed. I don't like him. I don't know. I don't like any of the players here right now. And trading down really changed nothing for me. But I don't like any of the players. Fisher's okay, but he's also slow. It was a bad safety room as well. Do you maybe just go Conrad and then take another corner later, but Conrad plays safety? I think that's a good decision. Lorenzo Conrad going to be playing safety for us. 15 true. Hindev. That's a good pick. There we go. Okay, I mean, for a moment I was a little worried there. I was like, wait a minute, we're not looking too hot here. I don't like these players, but no, it worked out. Then in this round, if the defensive tackle type is there, probably going to go for him. What do we got? What about those corners too? Got to be careful because we do have 3 to 4 Fisher. We'll probably trade up for him. Still have the safeties technically, which could take a risk, but I don't want to. I think Peak is going to be the guy. Alex Peak, another undersized finesse type with a lot of speed. They're usually hidden. Taking that chance again. Through 34 true and hidden. Yeah, I'm telling you. That is I don't know if it's just coincidence, but that is something to remember, something to think about for the future. Is those smaller, kind of like underweighted guys, they're decent. They're decent. What about cornerback? We have Fisher and no one else. We have Fisher. So let's trade up for Fisher with the Vikings. Might have to use that second round pick we just got. Don't want to, though, so we'll see what we can do. If I can get rid of my third next year, 2 seconds outweighs a second and a third, obviously. So let's do a 7th, a 3rd, and a 4th, maybe. That might be enough. Probably not, but it could be. Be great. Damn, not even close. I'm a little surprised by that. And we throw Dorian Smith in, who we just drafted decently high. Well, I guess it was like the 4th round last year, with a 3rd and a 4th next and a 7th this year. I think that's a fair trade. I don't know why they would be complaining, which they're not. They accepted it. Let's take a look now at the cornerback. If he's hidden dev, if he's one of those superstar types, this would be a pretty damn good draft class to me. Alonzo Fisher, we're taking a risk on him because I don't know what that man coverage is. It probably is an A, but you don't know. Problem is, we did just get Conrad, so if you're going to argue that, someone is too slow to play safety, would Fisher not be too slow to play corner? Like, Fincher's slow, but he's a safety. You know what? I'm going to keep Conrad at corner. I'm going to take Fincher. He's a round 1 guy. 58 true. Hidden dev. I mean, I don't know what the other guy looks like, but I can't hate the decision. It worked out. It simply worked out. We have a day 3 O-line. Wide receiver's not really big of a need anymore. Tight end is kind of, thinking about the future that doesn't need to exist yet. So let's move on to the next round. We're going to be finishing our draft with a nice little 7th round pick trade up into the higher part of the 4th round, which we were already there, to be fair. And with that, we're going to be taking Eric Daniels. Decent looking lineman. Could be hidden. Would be a nice little steal. 58, 67 true talent. Yeah, there we go. In dev. Huge. See, now that was a really good draft. Yes, we lost at 3rd and 4th next year, but we got the 2nd round pick, which automatically is better than a 3rd and a 4th every day of the week. So we still technically gained for next year, and I think landed a lot of positions of need. See what we ended up getting. 75 for the corner, 73 for the DT, 72 for the strong safety, 71 for the guards. Almost like descending, if you will. But Conrad, he's going to play corner 1 or corner 2. Not the best man as expected, but really good zone corner. We'll just have ourselves a good zone corner, I suppose. What's the dev? Feeling good about Superstar. Feeling good, doesn't matter. Does not matter. And then we move on to Peak, who I think is a right end for us. 6'5", so he is tall, but that debatably makes him even more undersized because he's like 287, 6'5". He's really not condensed at all. He's just, he's kind of slender for a big interior guy, for a supposed big interior guy. Then we have Fincher, who's automatic starter at strong safety. Not the fastest guy, but kind of a similar to Deshaun Elliott type. 5'10", 205, not that fast. Good zone, decent hit power. Dev of Superstar. That's a huge pick. I don't know what number to put him at. 28, 35. I don't like any of these numbers, man. 35. Yes, that's surely a guy that'll be good. And then Eric Daniels. Is it a right guard we needed? Might be. I'm not sure. Don't care about the dev too much there. Don't know if there was anyone else we really cared too much to go for. Yeah, I guess we'll take a look at Fisher. Just because, he was a close call. We almost took him instead. Where even is he? There he is. 72 overall, 90 speed. Normal dev. Wow. This is a good player, obviously, because he's tall, but we dodged a bullet without a doubt. We went from normal to superstar on that last second decision. What a pick. Also, I probably should have showed it, but yeah, the quarterback room was terrible. It was so bad. The quarterbacks were not worth it. So, not really much of a reason to trade up or take one. Offense, you can see there's one big issue with this team. There is 0 superstar pluses. So obviously when it comes down to trying to develop players, trying to avoid regression, we're not really doing that too well because nobody is superstar or higher. Maybe the guard, I guess, but I mean, even him, he's one player. Defensively, though, definitely a little bit better, right? Strong safety superstar, right out is an X factor, left out's an X factor, middle linebacker 2 is a superstar, free safety is a superstar, corner is a superstar. There's some superstars on the defensive side of the ball, which, I mean, this is very realistic to what the real life Steelers are about. This is a definite high potential side. So I'm not really worried about anything other than maybe Benton, maybe TJ Watt regressing, and then maybe the middle linebackers. But I mean, I like it. So if we're losing games, it's because of the offense. Let's be real. 156 mil. Ooh, Minka. That's not a name I want to see because safeties, they're always weird to me. I don't know if I like to pay them. Queen, Porter, Benton, definitely get contracts. Everyone else, though, we'll see. Herbig, I like the depth. I'll be real. We have a rookie quarterback. If he's willing to take this, I'm down. What a guy. What a guy. Minka, how much money is this? Yeah, I'm down. Why not? 4-year, 196. Just do it. Stop. I'll tag you for less. Porter, 4-year deal. You probably could get with it, away with a 5-year. 5-year, 67 is a steal for us. Patrick Queen is going to be annoying as hell as well. What do we got? Warm weather, 3-4. So nothing that can change, I don't think. I think even if you want a lot, which we're actually winning pretty well in fairness, I don't think that changes his mind. What about this? No income tax. Yeah, I mean, unless we're going to change the legislation mid-season, I don't know if that's going to happen either. That's a lot of money for an unproven guy, but I do like him. Bishop, we have a lot of corners already on the team. Yeah, it sucks. I feel bad, but he's coming in needing a contract at the worst time possible. Tooney, we'll see what happens after the season's over. But yeah, those are kind of the plans. Those are the guys. Yeah, I don't know if this Packers scheme is just that goated or not, but it's Week 18. We don't need to play. We've got the number 1 seed. That's spoiler alert. But yeah, that's a hell of a turn of events. We've made a better team. Jameson Williams is a pretty big addition to our wide receiver room, but we also lawn on top of it. But yeah, was it expected to be this good? I don't know. I don't know about that. But Pickens, number 2. He's going to superstar. Yeah, it is crazy, though, how much a scheme matters. Sure, you can argue the quarterback's in year 2 now and more confident, got a little bit more experience under the belt, but that is ridiculous, right? Nearly 50 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,300 yards. Harris had the same season despite having a quarterback and a passing unit that was actually good around him. Pickens, 23 touchdowns, 1,700 yards. Williams with 11 touchdowns. Yards are a little low, unfortunately. Martin was pretty good. And then tight end, awful. Truly awful, unfortunately. But the offensive line, I've seen worse. Defensively, 2 guys in the 100 range. Sack total didn't change the defensive scheme because this is actually a scheme that I would normally go with if I was using a 3-4. So obviously there's nothing really to change to, in my opinion. I think the 3-4 Storm Baltimore is decent too, but Steelers rebuild using the Baltimore scheme, I feel like I would get punched in the nose. It's bad enough that I'm letting Beanie Bishop go. TJ Watt was less than Highsmith. Peak was good for a rookie, 8 sacks. Benton was decent. Chamberlain was decent, but I mean, really just not that great. 2 guys with 4 interceptions, one of them being the rookie Fincher. Rookie of the year? Maybe. Doubt it. Could happen. Boswell, one of his worst seasons. Johnston's under 50. We know what happens when you're a punter under 50 yards per punt. You're terrible and no one loves you. Vogel almost won MVP. Of course, he is going to win something for a dev up, but yeah, I don't know if he's going to get anything else. Offensive Player of the Year, could see Pickens go straight to X Factor. That'd be awesome. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no. Defensive Rookie of the Year, number 2. Best QB, though, over Mahomes, so that's superstar dev. I'm almost certain of it. Best wide receiver for Pickens as well. This was a hell of a year. Yeah, I don't know what everyone else considers to be the best scheme offensively, but for me, consistency-wise, I gotta say it's West Coast Zone Green Bay. I don't know. There's probably better ones, but that's my go-to. I know the Vikings people have been loving, and the Chiefs as usual, and the Cowboys, but I just love the Packers. Of course, got to go against the Chiefs in round 1. Why? This isn't what the number 1 seed is. This is terrible. Here we go. End of the game. Chiefs score. We score right back even quicker than they do, but they score a touchdown and we don't. We get a stop, though. We score a touchdown. Hey, not bad. Oh, huge drive before half, though. It is 21-all, 24-21, 31-21. Defense doing well, 38-21. Najee Harris with a huge run. Chiefs are not giving up, though. It's an 11-point game. Shouldn't have went for the field goal because we're moving on. Beating the Chiefs by 11. Hold on a minute. Mahomes threw 3 picks. The defense, the steel curtain is back. Najee Harris was unbelievable as well. Receivers, Pickens was solid. I wish this analog stick wasn't so loud. It literally sounds like, listen, actually chopping carrots for dinner. That's insane. Jerry Porter with 2. And what a game. I really do believe it was the defense that got us here, but then you see those passing numbers, and I was like, oh, hold on a minute. Offense is actually pretty good. But yeah, in this one, offense played its part, but the defense was unbelievable. Elite on top of elite. Beating the Chiefs, though. Who's it going to be? The Colts? Chargers. Okay, Chargers have been decent lately. Hopefully Seattle wins. I've seen them win some Super Bowls too, so it's not like it's like a guaranteed win if we win this game and then, have to play them or something. But Yeah, what is the Chargers? Chargers won by 3 against the Bengals, won by 2 against the Dolphins. I mean, if this little bit of a history is to tell us anything, it's telling me that the Chargers are barely winning, and I feel good about our chances. That's really all I can say about it. I can't believe we turned this team. I mean, I guess I can't even say this turned this team around that much. They started at 6-2, and they had a lot of really good playmakers. Like, you can't really count Hayward because he retires right away, but they have like 490-plus overalls on defense and a lot of like mid to high 80s, you know? 10-0, starting off strong. Chargers do get a field goal, another field goal before half. It's an 11-point game. A lot of 11s. 11 has been very prevalent. Season 5 coming up. 31-13, 31-20, and we're headed to the Super Bowl. We are in the Super Bowl. You can argue, oh, he cheated, he put the Packers playbook on, but I mean, that is the playbook that no one ever recommends to me. They're like, you guys are like, use the Chiefs, use the Vikings, the Falcons playbook's goated. No one ever says the Packers, all right? Vogel, 3 touchdowns, 296 yards. The weird thing about the Packers scheme, though, is that you can actually get, your number 1 wide receiver all those yards. Green Bay hasn't really been that in years now. Highsmith, 3.5 yards, 3.5 sacks, which is unbelievable. But yeah, last time Green Bay's really been a 1 wide receiver team was Devontae, which is several years now. 3? Has it been 3 years? About 3 years? It's definitely been a committee receiver. I mean, the most spread around offense in the league, I would imagine. And yet, you put your wide receiver 1 at the slot position as well, and you get yourself an automatic, this Seahawks do win, you get yourself an automatic, god. I'm really hoping that QB goes to superstar, Pickens goes to X Factor. Everything else, I don't care. That's what I want. Damn, I get neither. Pickens goes up in dev based off of just his stats. It should have been dev up from award, dev up from stats. Same with the quarterback. Best QB should have gotten it based off the award gives him the dev up, and then the stats get him the superstar. But hey, you know what? It's still good. It is still good. What overall was that? Math is hard. 85? 85. Defensively, what do we got here? Fincher was already a superstar. Nothing. We've got nothing, unfortunately, but that's all right. They're already high. Star plus dev. Offense is really the struggle. It sucks. Najee's still not superstar because even with superstar, he would have regressed, but without it, we're going to need a new running back next season. Like, there's just no arguing that. Let's see how the Seattle Seahawks got here, because obviously 9-8. It's a hell of a tough one. They started off with the Bears. Okay, not too tough. 3-pointer, especially in sim. Buccaneers by 42, and then the Cowboys by 7. I mean, that Buccaneers game worries me. That Buccaneers game tells me they could turn it on when they need to. But have they played a defense this good besides Chicago? Probably not. I like our chances to hold them under 20. And Seattle starts out with 3. We get 3 back. It's a bit of a low-scoring one. I don't like this. I really don't. 10-6. Okay, huge. Huge. Seattle's driving. Huge. 11 points. We talked about it. It's 11 points. Yeah, holding them under 20 is definitely within reach. Touchdown wins it. I mean, hell, they might not even need that touchdown. That field goal is probably going to be enough with all the time they wasted there. And the steel curtain is back. We hold the under 20. Guess how many points we scored? 20. I said that was going to be what happens. That was the key to this game. They hold them to under 20. They score 20 on the nose, and they win the game. The Steelers are Super Bowl champions again. The NFL world is like, wow, finally a team that's never won a Super Bowl before gets a ring. Super cool. But, of course, they're back on top. It's been a while, in fairness. Vogel wearing 18 is cool. And Pittsburgh is hoisting yet another Lombardi trophy. We'll obviously do 2 more seasons because this team is still kind of on the up and up. I know TJ Watt really isn't, but everyone else, for the most part, is. This team can only get better for the most part. I mean, I guess you're losing Najee, who is a huge part of this run, but yeah, if there's a decent running back in free agency, we'll just go for him. Simply put. Looking at the numbers, yeah, I mean, that defense, because Vogel was terrible. I mean, that is a terrible game. Najee was great for a running back, especially in the playoffs. I mean, that's amazing, especially in the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs. Receivers were, like, useless. Pickens had a 6-yard catch, and that was it. This defense really did curtain, didn't they? I mean, unbelievable stuff. Close game. The offense really failed this one. Of course, they kind of helped get to this point, obviously, but Yeah, they let this team down, but thankfully the defense had their back. Was there a score on the defensive side of the ball, or was it just a bunch of field goals? Kind of curious. Let's actually take a look while we're going here anyways. Was there any defensive scores? So you have no touchdown there. You have 1 touchdown offense, so that's 7. 7 on offense, rest kicking. Oh, was there a defensive touchdown? 7 plus 6. There was a defensive touchdown, wasn't there? Oh, you hero, Peyton Wilson. Pick 6 to win the game. Wow. That defense. That is unbelievable. Wow. Talk about clutch. That would have been a loss. Seattle had our number. They stopped us dead. Our defense scored just as much as the offense if you want to consider touchdown a touchdown. Damn, Peyton Wilson, let him cook. The baits are on with the kind of size and speed he's got. Defensive coordinator, get ourselves some free. There goes Stafford going to retirement. Get ourselves some free points for, I don't know who, probably Minka. Minka or Watt. It's going to be Sheldon or Peak. Okay, this is a little bit interesting. Chamberlain's a little older, right? So we're going to go with Chamberlain. Get ourselves some ratings. I don't know what his mentality is. Realistically, you might as well just give them whatever they say. I don't care if he's like, I want to work on my hip-hop moves. Like, sure, dude. If I choose something, it's going to suck. You know? Freestyle breakdancing. I'm going to the Olympics, baby. I don't care about your NFL crap. I don't need that. All right, race audience 129. We didn't get Minka back, but the tag is about what we would have had to pay anyways, and we're not locked in as long. Fautanu. I think you just pay him after the fact. And then Tooney, we just won a Super Bowl. Why would I break up the band, you know? We're going to lose a couple of players like Beanie Bishop, James Daniels, Broderick Jones, but for the most part, these guys aren't the big difference makers that won us those games. Don't want to lose Boswell, though. I know he had a bad year, but I believe in him still, and then Johnson, I don't care. See you later. See what we can do for ourselves here in free agency. I mean, O-line is definitely a concern. Corner, sorta, not really, though. What do we actually need? Definitely O-line, right? Definitely O-line. Wide receiver wouldn't hurt. But I think Jameson and Pickens are a good enough duo. Running back, for sure, actually. You can see that drop off down to an 82 overall. 29 years old. It's so unfortunate. He's not that bad in speed, though. Oh, that's because he just starts off slow. I forgot. He's not that fast. But yeah, we're going to need a new running back. Hopefully there's someone there. Guard, even though technically we don't need one, we could just roll what we got. Guard, running back. I don't like that Peyton Wilson's not developing a little quicker. He's already 26, but I'm fine with it. Edge will pay attention to because, TJ is 90 overall. He's regressing. Yeah, it's really just those two positions. So we're kind of in a luxury position right now. Hopefully that second round pick we got was good because obviously we're not going to have a good pick for ourselves. Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And B, that is a lot of money though. $41 million per year is crazy. Kyle Hamilton, we did already pay Minka, but if we're willing to pay Minka, why wouldn't I be willing to pay Hamilton? Could even just put him in middle linebacker, to be fair. Tyreek, that's kind of a bandaged situation. Running back, you're not going to see a name, so we might even draft running back high. We might. Guard, Ellen Jenkins is only 84 overall, so I'm not really loving it. Daniels, nobody wants him because he's expensive, but we could maybe do a 1 year 12 just to have him back. Just to guarantee ourselves a 1 year 13, whatever. Guarantee ourselves that we have a good overall guard, even if we draft someone. You could just have them sitting in the background. Aiden's unbelievable. Don't really need him, though, right now, even though TJ's obviously regressing. If Aiden could have waited a year, that would have been great. Unfortunately, he did not. Fred Warner's cool. Don't really want the age there, though. Corner, I think, is fine. Safety for the future, but not right now. I'm curious to see what it would cost to get Kyle. Not that much. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not I was expecting to have to bump it crazy. But us with Green here, we have him. I'm down. If he wants to join, I'm down. Doesn't join, do another one. Does he? He doesn't join us. Wow, where did he go? 5 year, a lot of money to Miami. But we do get James Daniels back. Super lackluster, boring free agency, but we did what we could, I think. All right, pick 32. Obviously, got a couple of running backs. I scouted them further just to see. Ooh. Okay, so Lawrence is a round 1 guy. We can get him in 2 to 3. Obviously looking at him mainly because of the speed. Has a little bit of trucking and spin size juke, though, so I do like him. But we also have Brackens, who looked pretty damn good as well, with a top 5 talent grade. A juke, A ball carrier vision, A spin, A awareness. I think this is one of those 81 overall, like 90-some juke guys that's only star dev, but that sounds great to me. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. If he falls, I take him. If not, though, we're probably just going to end up maybe even straight up just taking Lawrence the start of this, or the end of the first, start of the second. But we'll see what happens there, obviously. Got some safety types. Need a safety for Minka in the future if we can't keep him. But yeah, really just future-proofing those positions. Not really looking too much at those. We'll see what Brackens, how far he goes. If he's at 10, I might trade up. If not, though, I mean, it's a lot to ask for. I'm honestly kind of hoping he goes, like, really early, because I really want him, but trading up for a running back. Ooh, Madison. Interesting. Who would go? Rams could use one, sort of. Saints, definitely. Raiders, definitely. Lions, obviously not. Patriots, probably. Broncos, yeah. There goes Patriots. All right, as expected. I do like the guy that we were looking at, though, and we don't have to trade up for him, which is great. We also have pick 3 in the second round because of the Browns trade. Worth that trade every day of the week. I think with this one, we could wait a little bit longer. So if there's someone else, maybe we'll go with them instead. But yeah, I was going to say we could just go for him. But let's take a look at these safeties. Safeties do fall a lot, but if there's a fast one, like Gregory here, might be worth taking. D'Angelo Gregory, he is 22, though, and he's 5'9". He looks great, though. I don't know, dude. I think the problem is you can't really future-proof anymore because you're getting more value out of drafting and using the player the same year because you have that rookie XP bonus. So it's like, I don't know if I really want to do that for positions that I find a hard time developing, But this running back, obviously, on the other hand, I'm starting him right away. I don't care what Najee's overall is. I don't care what this guy's overall is as long as he's hidden. Alan Lawrence, let's go for him. True talent, 21. That's pretty good. Oh, he's normal, dude. I still got to start him. I have no choice. Najee's like an 80, 81, 82 overall. I can't do that. I just can't. This pick, I might actually trade down. We really haven't done many trade downs, so could be time. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to trade down. 32 is going to be... Who the hell did I want? I don't even damn know, honestly. Somebody. The Commanders are offering me a first round next year. I guess we might need an edge rusher next year. Might need to use 2 first round picks to grab an edge rusher. That's a really good trade for them, though. They're landing a really high second for what could, in fairness, risk for them could be a top 10 pick. What could easily be like 32nd pick. So it's not great for us, but I'm taking that chance, especially since I think there's a good chance that we do need edge next year, and I will take Gregory. The value's there. I almost took him in the first round, so 62 true. Hidden dev, that's a good pick. Free safety number 2 until next season when he's number 1. He was number 1. I need an O-line, too, and there's really only, like, 1. Do we take Weston? I'm going to go to the next round and take Weston. We trade all this stuff to move up from the late 4th to the early 4th. Which will be a lineman. We actually need a lineman, don't we? Or do we not? I think we got James Daniels back, but do we need someone other than him? I'm not even 100% sure, but Weston's going to be my guy. Also, did we have a 6'5 corner? I can't remember. True talent 40. Normal dev. That kind of sucks. What can you do, though? Can't all be hidden, even though we definitely expect them to be. The guy looked good. And we do not have any more 6'5 corners. They were last round. Final pick of the draft is going to be either a fullback or a punter. And we got really lucky because this punter pool looked terrible, but we found an elite kick power, C accuracy punter named Mitch Chambers, who is 102 true, hidden dev. Yeah, really hard to find a good punter when they're literally elite kick power. But here we go, draft recap. Not the strongest draft in the world, 75 overall for the running back. I really want to see Brackens. Lawrence, he does look good. Really good change of direction for a guy with a little bit of trucking. He looks good. He kind of reminds me of Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit, just a bit taller. But, yeah, good player, just normal dev, which sucks. And then because I'm going to be moving Gregory number to free safety anyways, and I'm going to change that number regardless, we'll take a look at his dev while we're here. Could it be 2 superstar safeties drafted by us? It is not. It could have been, but it wasn't, and that's what matters. And then the center, he's normal dev. Who cares? And then the punter, let's take a look at that kick power. We already knew it's at 97. Don't really care about anything else. Let's take a look at Brackens. Maybe I could have traded up for him, especially since he went all the way to the Patriots pick. Damn, I might have just called this right in the head, too. I'm just hoping it is only star, because obviously that overall 90 juke, move 93, change direction, super speedy, reminding me a little bit of a less strong truck stiff arm Bijan dev. Yeah, it just, you do enough drafts and you see the types, you know? That's why drafting's really not that hard anymore. You get used to it. But at the same time, I've drafted plenty of crap stains lately, too. Season 4, a.k.a. the season right after just winning the Super Bowl, we have ourselves a brand new running back in Lawrence. Feel bad about Harris, because he is actually still a good overall. It's just, we know how this game works. We've been around the block. We know. Najee, maybe he helps us win a Super Bowl this year. Maybe. But he wouldn't be the leading guy. But if Lawrence could even put up a 4.0 yards per carry season, wins Rookie of the Year, has enough touchdowns to get a dev up, he could be superstar. He could do what Najee couldn't lately, because of course he was superstar for so long. We have Jameson Williams in a position to hopefully get to superstar dev. O-line, obviously we still got a couple of older guys, but the left side, including the center on the line, are great. This guy looks like he's like in his like 40s, and he's like a bodyguard for, you know, some political figure. Fryermuth still not superstar, really not doing well with this scheme, in fairness. Left outside linebacker, especially with those 2 first-round picks we have, are probably going to be the number one. Is going to be the number one positional need. TJ's a 90. If he can, you know, keep it up, though, we don't have to deal with it. You know, we're only doing one more year anyways. Corners, Conrad, he's 81 overall. You know, Porter's 89, so we should have 2 corners that are 85 plus by the end of the year. Safeties look great. We have a future replacement there already. Middle linebacker, 2, is overall isn't the best, but it's a good team, dude, right? Like low 80s across the board or higher, which is good. Not a great start of the season. Highsmith needs a contract. I worry about this because, I mean, this is like TJ Watt category, right? Because he's so interested, though, I think he'll take the 2-year. Damn, he won't. Okay. Minka, we've been over this as well. I mean, we're being greedy a little bit, but for good reason. We see these, hey, what a guy. We see this like go bad all the time. Even if he's not our starter, he won us a Super Bowl, dude. I can't let him go. Frazier, okay, so this is where money becomes a problem, and the quarterback is not too far behind here. Nice. Okay, I'm a little surprised it didn't cost us slightly more than that. Fautanu, I think for a tackle, that's not bad. We'll do a 40. Ooh, he's 84. I thought that's at 86. That's probably not going to matter too much. Yeah, everyone else is going to be gone, but yeah, we're in a little bit of an issue, especially when you got to pay the quarterback. You know, you can see 1-to-1 money-wise, we don't have enough as it stands. But yeah, definitely want to keep Highsmith if possible. This is huge. If we win this game, I think we're in the playoffs. If we don't, we miss after winning a Super Bowl. The problem is it's the Baltimore Ravens. Come on. Let us in. Yes, there you go. Good, Baltimore. You let your bitter rival in and miss the playoffs in the process. That's insane. Wow. Okay, maybe Baltimore needs a rebuild. If this is how we're doing things, look at this. Where the hell even is it? It's better just to go by team at this rate. Where the hell were the Ravens? So did we beat them? We beat them twice. Damn. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, they not only lose the playoff spot themselves, but sort of, I wouldn't say pave the way, but they kind of step aside for us. There you go, superstar dev for Jameson, to potentially win back-to-back. That's really bad for them. Pass rush, TJ Watt is dead to me, apparently. Highsmith, 10.5, 14 sacks for peak, which is, I mean, peak. It's peak. Kicking Boswell, I mean, he's getting worse, but he's my mans. He's the Super Bowl guy, all right? Yearly awards, MVP for Joe Burrow. As far as awards go for us, though, yeah, not expected. Oh, we got best linebacker. Not expected much, you know. Playoffs, though, really thought we were going to miss there for a moment. Instead, we snagged the division, let alone just a playoff spot, right at the end. We love it. All right, going to the end of the game. I mean, Denver's 12-5, so you can't really just, you know, throw them to the side. But based on overalls alone, I feel good about it. 10-7. It's going to be still 10-7. Second half, 17-7. One more score should do it. Our defense, it's elite. It is playing elitely, and they're going to hold Denver to 7 points, 31-7. I mean, that's an obvious good performance. Vogel, good. Bo Nix, who's a superstar, not so good. I mean, the completion percentage there is just the picks, touchdown, and whatnot. Lawrence got a broken tackles of 3, but yards per carry. I don't know if it's the O-line or just overall, but not a huge fan of the way he started off his career. Not a great, rookie season at all. Chamberlain with 2 sacks, a pick for Fincher, 1 for Howden. Perfect kicking from us. Also didn't see, did Lawrence have a lot of touchdowns? Not sure. Be curious to see that. Really should have went for Brackens, though, huh? Really should have just traded up 13. Who cares? We had that extra second-round pick. Why not? I get it. We have that extra first next year, which is probably going to help us get an edge rusher. But 92 overall to the 85 overall Colts. Let's see where we're at. End of the game. The Colts, I'm telling you, they're on a run. They're on a run. It's 14-7. This could be it. Huge stop with a big touchdown. Maybe we finally got some rushing success. To be fair, Najee's still on the team, so it could have been him for all we know. 28-21. We're down by 7 all game long. And it's not over. 7-point game. The offense can win this game still, but they're going backwards. There they go, going forward a little bit. And they get the touchdown, but did they give Indianapolis too much time? They didn't. They actually have set themselves up to potentially get the ball back here. Minka on the block. Could you imagine if he gets the block here? He will not. Not really going to have much of a chance to return it. We're still going to return it, though, as he gets a few. To the 32. Haven't really used this team, so, I mean, why not come out there? We got a couple of corner strikes. Is there really a better man to throw to here than freaking George Pickens? I don't know. And we were going to throw it to him. We'll call one timeout. It's only a 4-yard sack. I just want one chance, but it just took so long to get that ball up there. Not really even up there, but just get that route going, This is a pretty sick play. How do you even defend this? Man, I was about to throw to Pickens, but man, this offensive line. These sliders that we play on for our Patriots franchise, I'm telling you, they are tough. I mean, that's damn near instant again. Of course, this time around, we're going to let the clock go. Let the Steelers win or lose this game in overtime. Crap, I'm going to have to choose this, though, aren't I? No, I'm not. I do not have to worry about it. Their choice. So I think it doesn't matter, though, because I think no matter what, they always want the ball, which you obviously want them to want the ball. Hey, they lost it. We kick. Boom. Or let's see it. They're driving down really well. 4th and 4, though. They do have to kick the field goal. Touchdown wins it. 4th and 1, you got to go for it. And no, they don't. They go for the field goal. I don't know if I like that. I get it. We have a good defense, but they haven't been great, although they do get the stop. Now a field goal would win it. 4th and 6 on the 38. Are they at least going to attempt the field goal? Wow. Is Boswell going to be our little hero? He will! I never believed anyone else was our guy besides him. Could have got rid of him last year, didn't, and he hits a 55-yarder to send us to the championship round. What a guy, dude. Lawrence was great in this one, actually, to be fair. Williams was great as well. Ryman was not great. Buckner was great. Highsmith. Wow, their pass rush was 10 times better than ours. Boswell, look at the guy go. Look at him go. What a winner. Championship round, probably the Chiefs. Hope it's not, but it is. Unfortunate. Let's see if we can beat the Chiefs, though. Here we go. End of the game. Chiefs get a touchdown after both teams did not score. We get a touchdown after that same situation. They get a field goal. We drive down for a field goal as well. The Chiefs manage that clock perfectly, giving them the last second lead before half. It's now at 7 points, now tied up again. Scores going back and forth so quick. It's a 3-point game into the fourth quarter. Let's slow sim this. Don't know whose ball it is. It's ours. Driving in for the touchdown in the lead. 4 minutes left. We get this stop. If the offense stays out on the field, we're headed back to a Super Bowl. 4th and 1. I think they ran out of time, and we're back again. Beating the Chiefs both times, so it's not a Mickey Mouse. We deserve to be here. Let's take a look at the numbers. Mahomes did not throw 3 picks this time. Vogel just outplayed him. I know you could argue that Mahomes has the higher passer rating, but I like the amount of yards just a little bit more, just a tiny bit more. And of course, Lawrence played pretty well. Pickens was solid. Pass rush, really not much going on, but we had 2, they had none. And a trip back to the Super Bowl, wow. Yeah, if we have another playoff run in the final season, we're probably just going to sim unless we get into the Super Bowl, watch it, because A, trying to, save some time. Long rebuild is long. And B, we've seen so many playoff wins and success with this Steelers team, we don't really need to see it again. We're just kind of, over the whole regular playoffs. We're just, just wake me up when it's the Super Bowl because we're going to be in there. Not even a great season by any measure. 10-7 as we play the 9-8 Rams. I like our chances. Dove-ups, none for Vogel, none for Lawrence, but Williams goes a superstar, which is what we were aiming for, the main guy. No dove-up for Queen, which sucks, and no one else goes up in dev, so really just Jamison Williams. But here we go. For all the marbles, can we win back-to-back? No more Stafford. It's ramming time. That's sus. 7-all, 14-7 after a short field, probably caused by the defense. 21-7. Halftime's looking pretty promising. The Rams will not go away, though. It's a 7-point game. We've gotten in the end zone a couple of times, just haven't scored. This is a close game. I think the Rams, down 7, have a chance to drive down, and they're going to have it from the 12-yard line, assuming they have time, which they have all the timeouts in the world. I know preventing this close is probably really stupid, but it just kind of works. It just kind of works. 4 seconds left. What do? They got a timeout. I don't think you worry about getting the throw off quick. You just want to get it to somebody, and that's a bad decision as huge hit by Patrick Queen is going to... It's Bryce Young at QB, by the way. Is going to deny the Rams and give us back-to-back Super Bowl wins. I mean, there's really no point in looking at the celebration. We've already seen one. Let's move on to the stats. Damn, back-to-back for the Steelers. I mean, this team had the potential, but we haven't really seen this in a while, so I'm pretty impressed. Of course, Lawrence was horrible. Might still need a running back because he has not been good. I mean, usually you see a little some, but no, he has shown a lot of nothing. Except for last game. That was the only time. One time. As you can see here, we won the games we won. 4 wins in a row. Super Bowl champions yet again. A lot of wins. Did we have any retirements? We had a lot of backups. Oh, Joe Tooney. If you would have stayed one more year, man, we were about to be done. All you had to do is stay one more year. We would have left with you. But I guess we're going to need a new tackle. We have a little bit of money, but not a lot. Vogel needs that. Yeah, well, for what reason? Why would I pay him $70 million when the actual re-sign's probably going to be like $62? That would make no sense. James Daniels, I think we got to save money somewhere, and O-line is that somewhere, I would assume. Boswell, 55-yard field goal. I don't care. You're sticking around, buddy. 59 mil. I don't want to spend any money, but we could. If it's a one-year contract specifically, we could spend money on a lineman. I really thought we went to free agency, which I don't know how that would make any sense since we didn't sim. But let's go to free agency, see if there's any linemen. I mean, for running back as well, but lineman is our biggest positional need. Running back is also there, though. Carter, he's great. Matabike is great. Worthy's great. Creed Humphrey's great. But these are not the positions I really need. Running back, yeah, no thank you. Braylon Allen, I suppose he's young, could develop, but bit late for that, I think, for us. We're just going to rock Lawrence. Lawrence is probably in the 80s by now. We need a tackle. Sua Mateia, too expensive. Way too expensive. Do I really want to go rookie lineman, though, in our final season? Not particularly, but everyone else is just too expensive to be worth it, I think. So the Commanders, they end up giving us pick number 9 with that trade, which is obviously a massive trade for us. And you got yourself a bunch of different edge rushers. That's going to be the position we go for, obviously, because, well, it is the biggest position league going forward. There's so many round 1 guys. I'm typically an outside linebacker type of person, especially when we need to physically fill a 3-4 outside linebacker. So we're going to sim it a little slowly just in case, because even though we have like 6-7 edge rushers, I expect them to all go really early, right? Arsenu, probably one of them. Tight end to the Cardinals seems crazy. Owens was one of them for sure. What about the Giants? They're probably going to go edge. They don't. They go corner. Niners go corner. Okay, so maybe not so bad after all. Dalton was one of them for sure. And then the Saints take tackle. So who is remaining of the bunch? I'm glad that some of them were gone, though, because I do not like making the decision myself. We have Sanborn, who really doesn't fit what we need to do. We don't actually have a pure... no, we do. We have McNeil, thankfully, round 1. But I say we don't have a pure actual 3-4 edge. I think McNeil sold me. Boom, Najee McNeil, another Najee on the team. True talent 10, hidden dev, and we took him literally at 9. So right where he was projected. Sweet. That's good. Let's go to 32. Maybe trade down. If not, maybe we take an interior of the defensive line because, you know, those guys are going to need to be paid soon, and I do not think it would be smart for us to pay all of them. I don't even know if it's physically possible for us to pay all of them. Austin Brown's there. He looks good enough. I'm willing to take him. I don't like the poor speed. I think that's going to potentially mean he's normal, but 56 true. I'm wrong. Hidden Dev, win. That's a good pick. Now we move on to 32 in the second round, where we're going to need to go O-line. Might even need to trade up. O-line is definitely a big need. We need at least one player for a tackle spot. So we're going to look at whoever is the best available in our opinion, and probably the tallest of the bunch. I'm not really a huge fan of Wofford, but I think he fits the best to be an actual tackle, even though he's like 321. Delvin Wofford, please be hidden. 26 true. Yes, there you go. New right tackle, a lot of strength. Now we sim until we're down to one lineman left to potentially play guard for us. We trade a 5th and 2-6 and move up 12-ish spots with the Falcons. There was actually 2 linemen left, but the one that was still there that I really liked is taller. And I was like, yeah, let's go Walt Styles. 6'5", not the strongest, but very athletic. Huge as well, mind you. 63 true. Damn, I traded up for a guy that wasn't even good. Whoops. Let's go to the next round. And we have 2 speedy wide receivers. I can't remember who was faster. I think it might have been McFadden. Pro Day 426. Welcome to the squad, Monte McFadden. 47 true talents, great. Normal dev, 95 speed, 97 excel. And even though we love Boswell, it's probably kicker drafting time. Even if he plays backup for a year, if we get ourselves like an elite guy, he can learn from one of the better guys. And I don't know if I would say in the history of the league. I'd have to look. I don't actually know. Boswell's pretty good, though. And the only guy with great or better is Jeff Williams, the kicker. True talent, 29. Hidden Dev, True Talent, 29. I thought it was just glitch. I was kind of sitting there waiting for it to update. Mr. Irrelevant is round 1 talent grade. Sure, 74 overall. McNeil, 76 overall. Pretty damn good. 80 finesse. I really want to start him over Watt, but Watt's still an 85 overall. I can't bench him. Can't do that. What's that dev looking like? Star dev? Okay, I mean, I didn't expect much better than that. We still probably need another edge, which is kind of crazy to think, but still. We take care of what we can at a time. Austin Brown looks great too. Don't know what his development trade is, but we're not starting him anyways just yet. If we need to replace one of those players, which we probably will, he'll be one of those guys that, replaces the guys we can't afford. So future-proofing, check, and future-proof really hard at that free safety position with Gregory. But I suppose you get yourself a backup anyways. Who cares? Styles, don't know if we're actually going to start him at right guard because we do have that center who was also normal a couple of years back named Weston, who's like 77, 78. So at the end of the day, crap, I hate. Why are the options to save or discard? Why can't there be a back out? Like I have to, I'm not done, dude. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? I guess I save it. It's one click less, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's a good pick. What about the other edge rushers? Do we really care too much? 79 speed. I mean, unless he's an X factor, who cares really? Anyone like crazy high overall? You know what? I don't care. Our guy's good. I don't want to feel bad or good about it. What has happened has happened. All right, the final season. Back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Braxton Jones, I forgot I paid him. So he's going to be our right guard with Wofford at right tackle. I know it's weird because it's just like put Wofford at guard like he's supposed to be and then put tackle for Braxton Jones like he's supposed to be, but I want it this way, okay? 289 plus overall superstar wide receivers. Lawrence does get to an 80, but he's still normal dev. And I think that's kind of it. Our defense is basically the exact same as last year, so if we won before, we can win again. Not having a great season, and we're facing off against the 9-0 Jags, as we speak, so it could get even worse. Like we said, why would we ever take the contract that he wanted, that 5th-year option? So 53.5 per year over 7 is a steal in this market, it seems. So that's what we're going to pay out. Chamberlain, we talked about, we're going to have to let somebody go. Freiermuth hasn't been good, but has his overall been the reason why we're winning. I'm going to keep him around 1 year 15 because I don't know. Minka, we have a free safety backup, but if we can do a 1 year 20 like he just took, I'm going to do it. Benton, no. Chamberlain, definitely not. And TJ Watt, sadly, will be gone. So we do have $45 million, but yeah, I mean, unless Chamberlain or Benton are playing really well, probably going to let them both go. Chamberlain could be, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not seeing it. We got Brown to replace one of them, and then we just need to draft a new guy to replace the other. So, yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see the price. We're saving money. It's worth it. Playoffs, to see if we're in them. This could be a really lackluster finish with no playoff berth. Is that what's going to happen right here? Let's find out. And wow, it is. And by a lot. 6-11 as a 91 overall team. Didn't change the schemes, to my knowledge. Maybe they changed the OC, and the OC decided to change the schemes. That is crazy, though. I get it's the AFC, this division in general. It's tough, but that's ridiculous. I mean, if we're a 6-11, then, like, the Patriots should easily be, like, 5-12. I mean, this is wild to me. Let's take a look at the actual, like, overalls, see how they compare to ours, but we won back-to-back Super Bowls, so there's not really much to complain about, but we're higher than the Bears, Bengals, Bills, Broncos, Chargers, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Browns, Chiefs, Colts, Commanders, Cowboys, Niners, Falcons barely, Eagles, Dolphins, Giants, Jaguars, Jets, Lions, Raiders, Patriots, Panthers, Packers, Rams, Ravens, Saints, Seahawks, Vikings, Titans, and Texans. We're the highest overall team in the entire league. And we didn't miss by a game or two. You can maybe easily argue that, we're the best team, but we weren't good enough on some days. We were 6-11. That's more than some days. That's like all of them. Vogel was okay. Rushing was terrible again. I think Lawrence is the big factor, but what can we do? Who do you start instead of him? Braylon Allen, who's like the same overall? I don't see how that changes anything. Jameson goes the X factor. Offensive line, there's a couple of guys in there that were pretty good. Pass rush was horrible. So I guess when you go under like a 90 overall, you just suck, which kind of sucks, but that's, I guess, the way it goes. Kicking, not that great from Boswell, but we kept him around because obviously he won, that game. The 55-yard field goal in the clutch to get us a Super Bowl win. MVP for Joe Burrow. We're not going to win anything. There's just no chance that we win. Really, really lackluster finish, but once again, the back-to-back Super Bowl wins is awesome, and you can't really beat that too easily, so we'll just be happy with what we did, even if the last year sucked. As we're going to find out the winner of the Super Bowl between the Jets and the Cowboys, which is the Jets. Let's take a look at the team, how they developed, and call it a rebuild, which I think obviously was very successful. Let's take a look at Fautanu, who is an 87 overall, 28-year-old. Finesse blocking wasn't that good, especially pass block finesse, but overall he is a really solid-looking lineman. Then you have Mr. Frazier, 88 overall, Zach Frazier, 28 years old as well. Finesse blocking not that great, but as a center it doesn't matter as much as he is amazing at pass blocking. Another really good real-life lineman draft pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. 88 overall, Freiermuth, we kept him for another year. I think he regressed here, but not by much. Pretty minimal stuff, really good catching, decent route running still, so obviously very much so viable to start. Lawrence never went up in Nev, but 83 overall. He's only 24, so he still has some time to develop. Disappointing, though. It sucks. Like, I get it. You can't just make everyone good. Where would be the differentiation, especially from the sim standpoint? But at the same time, nowadays, if you're fast, you got a decent O-line, you're putting up 4 yards per carry just by default. It's the reason why teams for a while didn't really want to pay running backs. They've kind of come back around to the idea of, if you're a good team, an elite running back really can elevate you, so it's probably worth it, but it's still kind of in that, like, I don't know, unless you're really special, we're not going to re-sign you type of deal. And then, of course, Vogel, 91 overall. He actually was pretty good starting to end, even with the Steelers scheme where, Russell didn't look that good, and he was good enough, 24 touchdowns, 17 picks in that year. Now we move on to the defensive side of the ball, where is there really a point in looking at TJ Watt and Highsmith? I think I'm going to look at TJ just to see how far the regression has gone, but yeah, I mean, that's not good, but not bad, though. 89 block shed, there's use for him, especially if he has any, like, run block abilities. Minka, no point in looking at him either. Fincher, though, 87 overall, still young, great zone coverage. Obviously didn't go up in speed because those upgrades just basically, I don't even know if they physically exist anymore, but I don't think they do at all, other than maybe, like, if you get a off-season drill. But we now have Joey Porter Jr., who is, I don't even know if does he have the junior anymore? Did he drop it? Don't drop the junior. Child Protective Services are coming. Age 29, so he's going to start regressing, but obviously insane press man corner, which ironically enough, the guy across from him is a zone corner, 88 overall, Lorenzo Conrad, who's super, young still. 83 man. He's pretty good. Press doesn't, look too good, but he's actually not bad at all. Then we move on to the interior of the line. Actually, should we look at the linebackers? We'll look at the linebackers. 89 overall for Patrick Queen, who's 30 years old now. Never got to superstar, which is really disappointing, but he's good. He's one of those prototypical speed linebackers that has, kind of baseline of everything. Peyton Wilson, obviously a guy that just, because he starts off as such a high, age, it's hard for him to develop, but 83 overall, good coverage for how much speed he has at that size. Is all you can really ask for. That's a good player. Really hard to throw against, obviously, especially with the change of direction. You just undercut you anytime. Peak, 88 overall. He was the best of the interior. Pretty good finesse, pretty good block shed. Finesse types are winners. They win this year. They're the champions by far. Benton, 85 overall. Not as high as I was hoping he would ever get to, but he still got up pretty good, right? 88 power, 88 finesse, 91 block shed. A little surprised with those ratings. He didn't have a little bit better of success statistically wise, but what can you do? It's the interior of the line. You win some, you lose some, especially since he's technically playing the nose tackle role. Chamberlain, 92 finesse, 96 block shed interior guy. Once again, finesse always wins. Don't do anything but finesse, no matter what style your guy is, I suppose. And that's pretty much going to be it. Boswell's a star dev. Cool. Chambers, superstar. Sweet. But that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content, where we uploaded the latest of the Black Ops 6 Campaign on Veteran episode. After that, not sure what we're going to do. Probably going to play a little bit of Zombies, in fairness. And then as far as a main series goes, I don't know. There's got to be some sort. I guess maybe Indiana Jones is coming out soon enough, isn't it? That could be fun. Maybe a Minecraft series, perhaps. Who freaking knows? Another thing, though, is while you're down there, maybe let me know what team you'd like to see next. Could be the Lions with Zadarius Smith, perhaps. Bunch of different teams that we still haven't done yet, so I always have ideas. But if you guys have one you want to see more than another, I mean, especially if no one else is suggesting, it could just straight up be the next team. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And once again, shout out to the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys a ton. If you are not a member of the channel and you're thinking about becoming one, maybe click the join button next to subscribe. I think the more members we get, the more emojis I can actually add, or emotes, whatever the hell they want to call them. And we'll add a few in there as we keep on climbing. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, double outros. Great.